Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today we are going to have a fun topic. Who is in love with you right now and why? I love that the topic of love, I feel like, is so prevalent right now, and right after the eclipse full moon and the energy shift, and a lot of people are like, they're caught off guard, and I feel like a lot of people are in like chrysalis right now, like they are just about to emerge into their beautiful butterfly selves and be expansive, become more enlightened, be more grounded. But right now, a lot of people are like those proverbial snakes that just shed their skin. So they're very vulnerable right now. So I really feel like a lot of love guidance has been prevalent. So I really want to touch on that. So again, who is in love with you right now and why? We have a 3-card choice. We have the Fox Spirit. And that says, think on your feet. And a lot of you were saying you like corresponding fun jewelry and the pops of color and stuff. And so here we have some lovely, colorful agate bracelets that correspond with that. Because some people like the gemstones. They choose with the gemstones corresponding with the imagery as well. And this is the Stag Spirit. Take time. Oh, take the lead. And these are pearls. I just made this yesterday. I loved it because I added these lovely aqua aura quartz. I thought they were so beautiful and that they blended well, and it went with the Stag Spirit, the colors and the idea, and it looks really beautiful and elegant on. And then over here for number 3 we have the Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. I love that, and this and that are true. You know, there's a lot of parallel truths that go on in the world, right? And the corresponding necklace is on this beautiful blue quartz, and then on the top layer I love these barrels that are lapis lazuli. That's one of my favorite stones. It's a communication stone, and the stone of Egypt, and I absolutely love it. So 1, 2, and 3, and I'll let you make your choice. And again, who is in love with you right now and why? So I'm actually going to be using, I shuffle and then I'm going to put the cards right out, because I feel like I did less choice because I want to have more information and more defined, wow, the whole decks are trying to pop out here. So calm down, deck. Calm down. We got this. You're okay. Simmer down. While I'm shuffling these, I want to tell you really fast, me and my son yesterday went to Home Depot, and I haven't been in there in decades, and I didn't really know what it was all about. But it's funny because I'm creative and I can pretty much make anything out of anything. But Holy Mary, Mother of God, it's its own planet in there. There's probably 500 lanes that you can go down. Every kind of like huge scale cart that you can put lumber in, and these things go on and on. I'm talking that 20 feet, 30 feet long. Some of these pipes, all this stuff was crazy. And the first thing we saw was this beautiful succulent plant, and we met this guy Philip, and he told us about his college plant succulent that ended up growing to be yay high, and he was the nicest guy because we had no price on it and there was no corresponding succulent, so we just put an ISBN down for this thing, and it was so great, like the conversations we had. And we had to saw our bits because we're building a volleyball court, and Hagen was like, he is the most skilled little dude. It's funny because my dad's an engineer and my mother's everybody I know is like an engineer and or a builder in my family, and it's crazy. I don't have the mathematics to be, and the alignment factor to be able to do that. But when you go in there, you literally want to build your own house, your own gazebo, your own fairyland, your own Disneyland. Like there's trellises. All of a sudden I had a rose garden. I'm like, go to Home Depot. I love it. It's crazy. It was like a Disneyland for wood, and it's weird. You see the weirdest thing, like you see toilets, and then you see like, oh, you'll see like every color carpet on the face of the earth. Like, I don't know why I love carpets, but I was like, we were just going nuts in there. My son's like, he wants to live there now. It's so funny. So let's see what's going on for Fox Spirit. Who is in love with you right now? Oh my Lord. So somebody definitely is. The High Priestess. It's somebody, wow. So it is somebody quite spiritual and advanced in learning. I believe they are an air sign. Damn. Look at this. All right, I got to sit back with this energy for a minute because this is super duper powerful stuff. Wow. So this person, yeah. Let me just begin with the fact that this person is definitely into the esoteric, and they're quite advanced in it. They have spirit guides they connect with. They understand the art of channeling and or are one of the clairvoyants, clairaudience. I feel that they're quite clairvoyant. And I also feel like, strangely enough, this is somebody that already knows you, but you don't know them well, but they observe you and they are in love with you. You know them on the outskirts, but you haven't had in-depth conversations. So it will be a new factor to you. But this person is very potent, and they'll pop out right away when I mention it. It's somebody you've spoken to that you're like, it couldn't possibly be, because they are a very dreamy, awesome person that you hold in high esteem. And Four of Swords is funny because the Four of Swords represents, that's who I wanted for a sign. I feel it is an air sign for sure. And the Four of Swords is talking about being in a restful state. And this is something I feel like will be very helpful to you at this moment, to sit back, to ponder where you want to go in your envisionment of this relationship and person that you would like to bring in, because I feel like you can start to pick and choose and have your choice of how you'd like things to go and navigate this. I feel like love is going to come in when you truly feel it, and the happiness. It's not because you're lonely or you need somebody. It's just because now is the time, because the world means that's basically your world at your fingertips. You feel prosperous. You feel abundant. The number one thing that is bringing this love to you is that you feel gratitude. Now, when we feel gratitude, a whole world of opportunities open up to us, because the universe loves gratitude. Our spirits, our angels, everybody loves gratitude, because it says you feel a sense of abundance, love, connectivity, and that all is well in the world. And when we feel like that, more, because of the law of attraction, more of that occurs. So this person is going to be more drawn to you and start conversations with you. And again, I feel like it's going to be on enlightenment. It's going to be on cool things like tarot, like esoteric things, like spells, crystals, rocks, components like this jewelry that has these healing components, these articulation components, all these things that different stones carry with them, because they come from deep in the earth and ocean. So of course they emanate certain vibrations, right? And they're very attracted to that, and they're excellent. And they are very, with the Lovers card over there, I see that they are very passionate. So whatever they're talking about or doing, it has a little bit of sexy flirtation in it. I mean, they're not going to come right out of the gate being nuts, because they're quite poised and elegant, and they have very good high emotional intelligence, but they are quite attractive. And so you think of them physically as well, because they're quite stunning to you. But you just didn't think that that was an opportunity open to you, but it really is. And we're going to choose again. I love these so much in the love aspect. A divine feminine oracle. I love these. I think that they are very synchronistic with what we're trying to achieve and accomplish in terms of these love connections. So again, someone you know, but only vaguely, but they are observing you and they have watched you for quite some time. I feel like these are people you've worked with and or friends of the family, or in your church or your school. I feel like this is heavily in the educational field too, for students and teachers. There are people that are observing you in your classroom and things like that as well. And this is your divine feminine goddess. So you got Mary of Nazareth, so the mother of God. I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. And this is how you're seen through their eyes as well. You're seen as a very brave entity, someone who steps forth and delivers what they say they're going to deliver. They say what they're going to do, and then they do it. But again, they see you as somebody who's very aligned. Like your chi is very flowing. You have a lot of light and love aimed towards the planet. You don't have codependency on others. You're very independent. You don't need to be validated, which is very attractive to them. So Mary of Nazareth represents like a profound spiritual and creative power that we all possess, right? So Mary, or Miriam in the Hebrew, was a first century Galilean Jewish woman from Nazareth, who is one of the most crucial features in the Christian tradition for having given birth to Jesus Christ, of course. So Mary's been venerated since the time of Christianity, and she holds a very revered position in Islam. Her many names are Saint Mary, Virgin Mary, Queen of Heaven, Our Lady, Undoer of Knots, She Who Confirms the Truth, so on and so forth. So the Gospel of Luke relates to when Mary was engaged to Joseph. and the archangel Gabriel visited her. So Gabriel announced, "What joy! Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God." And the angel then said, "The Holy Spirit will descend on you, and the power of Most High will overshadow you, and therefore the child will be called Holy Son of God." And Mary responds, "Let it be with me as you have said." So the title Mother of God was recognized in the Council of Ephesus in 431. So it best captures the power of her yes to the angel, right? He hands her a lily in the Annunciation to symbolize the Trinity and to honor the fact that without her yes, the Christian story would not have unfolded. So it's all about receptivity and saying yes and understanding the greater alignment of things and how they flow to us and how we actually attract what we ask for when we ask for it in the right way. We don't second guess ourselves. We simply allow, and that's the space you're in, and it's very beautiful, and that's why this is flowing to you so gracefully. And again, you are very gratitude laden, and that's very important in these concepts, because again, the law of attraction works for those who work it. When you are in alignment with the greatest good of yourself, your family, the collective, humanity, all those things, a flow of abundance will come your way because you're going to value these things and equip yourself and hone your craft, whatever it is, and you're going to raise the bar on everything, and also the vibration and frequency of the world, which is, as any light light worker knows, light giver, light worker, same thing, knows, it is about everyone. We are all one big energetic field that is interconnected, and as we help one another, we too rise and our understanding rises. So that's amazing energy for you, and you'll recognize it, and this person will approach you. There's nothing you have to do. This person has you in their sights. You are their goal. So all you have to do is sit back and see if they are somebody who appeals to you as well, right? The really cool thing about this is we never have to make instant yes or no's. We get to know people, right? That's part of the fun of the journey, and we never shut anybody down on physicalities or snap decisions. You know, we get to mull it over and really think, what is this type of person? Intrinsically, are they well balanced? All those things. We give it time, right? And we get to assess, and we get to be discerning as well, because I'm very selective who I have for friends. I literally have 2 friends that I spend time with, and even then it's like months go by. I choose my own company over most other people's, because as a writer and an artist, I need a great hunk of time during the day to do this. I believe as a light worker, I can best find the answers for other people through massive research, which takes time and takes alone time. So I will go out of my way at any time for my best friend Jeannie and my best soul sister Eleni, but even then, ask them. They're like, sometimes I don't see you for the whole of the winter. One time, Jeannie, I think it was 2 years. So I really am like a crazy little hermit person. Although I'm super sociable and I love everybody, I get drained very quickly because I try to problem solve and do all this stuff, because people come at me like that and they have an understanding of what I do. So, you know, it's very infrequent that I spend time with others. And you're going to be more discerning too, because you're going to realize your time is valuable. Hence the recognition of this person when you see them. So that's beautiful for you. So I love that for you guys. That's excellent energy. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, and don't forget to press like and subscribe, and the notification bell as well. That'll let you know when all the new videos are up. And the little gray arrow at the bottom right, because so many people are like, Melanie, I'm trying to find your links. On the bottom of the video, there's a little gray arrow. If you press that, it brings you to all the links below. My private reads, my instant go. If you need a quick answer, you pop right on there. I have a whole bunch of, like, a little village of people I talk to almost daily on there. It's a great, great service. I love that. It notifies me. So if you need a quick response, I am on there in a flash. And my Etsy store that has all these homemade natural stones. I use all natural stones, crystals, everything like that. And everything is pretty much silver or gold plated as well, so you don't have allergy issues. So yeah, all of that. And then the Goddess Provisions box that so many of you guys like, that have that really cool stuff. The link is down there as well. My Patreon page, everything you can imagine. So rock on with this beautiful energy. Lift your head up and look around, and you'll see this person, because they're in your classroom, they're in your place of business, and they find you really alluring. And they, a lot of this has to do with the fact that I feel like air signs are very observant signs. They like to watch. They like to see what's really going on. This is amazing energy. And this person is enlightened, and they really, they have an understanding of the energy and how it works, and the the 4D, 5D, they understand ascensions, they understand all those things. So there's a very cool component to that, and the connectivity with that. I mean, you start talking crystals with this person and they are game. I love that. Okay, so next we are going on to Stag Spirit with the pearlescence. I love pearls. I feel like pearls after lapis lazuli is probably one of my next favorite stones. They're very, you're supposed to give them to new mothers. They're very protective of children. So I used to drive around when my kids were young, and I still might even have a strand of pearls in my glove compartment. And weirdly enough, it was the one stone I could discern since I was a little kid what was real right away. I would go into sometimes church bazaars and sales, and I would even tell them, like, you realize that these are authentic pearls, right? And they'd be like, oh, it was just a big blowout from a house sale. And I was like, okay. And I remember paying $1 for, and it had a real jade clasp. Oh, that's interesting. Very cool. Wow, this is really lovely. This person has just released all past hurts and completely cleared house. And this happens a lot of times with an eclipse of a full moon. What happens is we do a clearance, we do an emotional clearance, and first in the beginning is very uncomfortable, but we realized it is for our best. Jeez Louise. Wow. Whew. My goodness. So I got cleared. The other one I took like 4 or 5 cards on, but this is very clear right away with this. These people are higher ups too. They are your bosses and your teachers, or your people that might, I feel like a lot of hospitals are here. I feel like this is for a lot of nurses, and these are doctors. I feel like these are a lot of office workers, and these are your bosses and higher ups. I feel like these are for a lot of students, and they are for your teachers or people that are higher in the university than you. They are, say, seniors when you're sophomores, people slightly above. And again, these are people I feel like in your church groups and or other people that are, funnily enough, I don't know why I hear drumming. Drummers, if you're in a band, this is something to do with drummers too. I hear that very closely too. And the cool thing about this, a lot of these people have experienced very haunting past relationships. Something went super awry. There was either addiction from the other party or something that went atrociously wrong, and they have released that. And again, that's very, very healthy, because a lot of people try to become the rescuer and then they become the enabler, and there's a lot of things that can go awry when that happens. But this person is very healthy, and they understand that they're trying to send light and love out to the planet, and they can't do that if they're constantly mired in somebody else's problem. Because when you allow somebody to become a victim and you become their nurse, it'll stay in that. That will be their journey. So you can't enable them there. You have to leave. And that's what this person has done. So they have sacrificed a portion of their days to this ill-fitting relationship, and they've just released it. So you'll hear the stories from them as well. And the cool thing is they're very together, these people. They're spiritually aware and awakened. So they have a higher and magnificent understanding how healing and energy works, and how to progress in life through positive reinforcement. So again, these teachers, these doctors, these higher ups, they understand this. So they use positive reinforcement. Their speech is very positively peppered. So when they talk, you're always going to hear, oh, great job. Oh, this is fantastic. This is that. They're very energetic. They understand too how to make money and spend it well, invest it well. And they are also great proponents for any kind of, I keep hearing PETA and all those things. They like to support shelters, the arts. They are very giving in that. They are patronage to the arts and things. They are very giving, and very high honesty and integrity in these people. So the cool thing about them too, I feel like they feel like it's very they feel very happy to express their feelings around you. They feel very natural. So these people, I feel, are very health conscious too. So they're continually talking to you about their diet. I don't know. I just feel like they're always talking to you about super grains and whatever that weird milk is. It's like fear milk or whatever, FIR milk. I hear that. I hear them just stuff they're trying to incorporate in their diet, and they're very excited about it, and they love the superfood. So they chat to you about that. So that will be coming up. yeah, they're trying to detox and invest in their self physically. So they're going to like that kind of talk. So they'll bring that in. So you'll recognize it as well and be like, oh, wow, that's really cool. So now we're going to choose for you, because I adore these so much, a Divine Feminine card. They're oracle cards by Megan Watterson, and they are remarkable. They're just remarkable. I love them. So let's see who your goddess is. Oh, one that I actually recognize. Some of them are very, I mean, I like to keep up on my folklores and my goddesses, but these are from everywhere. These aren't just Eastern goddesses. They're from all over, and some are pretty wild. So Kali is the mother of the universe. So I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. Now, Kali embodies, she's the ultimate wake-up call to get us aligned as soon as possible with what we have come here to do. She's the Hindu goddess that is the most fierce form of the dark divine feminine. She's that which brings all things to life or to an end. Her name comes from the Sanskrit word meaning the fullness of time. So she's the first mention in the 6th century when the goddess Durga is threatened by 2 demons. Kali emerges from a rage furrowed in Durga's forehead and slays all the demons, like with total ease. She just slays the hell out of them. They're gone. This is why she's often pictured holding severed heads of a demon. If you're familiar with the folklore, it's quite something. So that represents the ego or false beliefs and illusions. She appears wrathful, and yet she's considered the most loving. She's like a mother desperate to grab her beloved child out of harm's way. She's willing to yank them from the path that they were on in order to bestow freedom. So her iconography often depicts her as like standing on the naked body of a Hindu god, Shiva, and he is her consort, and together they represent the power available to us when we're honored both the masculine and the feminine within us. And that's what I feel is occurring with this person who is in your sphere and is watching you and has this love for you, because they understand that that's the cool thing about them. Whether they are masculine or feminine, they embrace both beautifully. That's why they speak so fluidly on every level. And they're very charming, and they're very easy to be with, and they also are all-encompassing and all-inclusive. So if somebody's standing around, they don't leave people out of the conversation. They're very inclusive, and they want everybody to feel comfort, and they're very skilled at putting others at ease, which is great, especially in a place of business, school, or whatever institution that they're operating in, whether at a hospital or school. It's very important because it helps the day pass with ease when you have somebody who is looking at other people's viewpoints, right? They have a very high perspective and understanding. So this person is really, really remarkable, and I love that for you. So that's you guys. Amazing. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe and the little notification bell so you'll know when all the videos are in. And also the little gray arrow, because so many people email me, Melanie, where in the world is all your information? The little gray arrow at the bottom brings you to all my links. It'll bring you to the Patreon page. Thank you, patrons, for support. I really, really appreciate it, and I love our chat nights. You guys are the best. My Instant Go, if you need a quick answer right away within the hour, I hop right on there. That is a great service. I love that, and I have a funny little community that I talk to on there daily. Thank you guys so much for using the service. It's a lot of fun. And my Etsy store is down there. All this stuff is all on there. I have hundreds and hundreds of handcrafted jewelry that I've made throughout the years, and I can custom make anything. You mention it, you see a picture, send it to me. I can duplicate it. It's just something I know how to do. I understand how to make stuff. You know, and I can make very complicated pieces as well. So just let me know. And anything you can imagine is down there. Check it out. And the Goddess Provisions box is down there. And you guys, I'm hearing such great stuff about it, especially the, you guys really liked the Abundance box. And people were like winning money on scratchy tickets. And they were really feeling good. And yeah, mind, body, and spirit for sure. That's really, really nice. So you guys, that's you. Excellent, excellent energy. I love that. All right, let's give that. Look at that. Yeah, they're in tune with spirit for sure. And they are leaders. That's funny how it says take the lead, because these people are leaders. They're leaders in their industry. They're leaders at the hospitals, the schools. They lead by good example, which is nice. So now we're going to go on to Dolphin Spirit. I got to be rather clear for Ian, because he has to be able to differentiate what is what, and that's why I keep all the cards off. I don't have them in stacks sliding into one another, because he can't deal with that. So let's see, let me give these a good shuffle. and let you be able to have the full roster. I would dive this like the same. Oh, I'm like mixing decks. Okay. So let's see what's going on for Dolphin Spirit. I love that. And I love Colette Baron-Reid's information on Dolphin Spirit in the book, that this and that is true. A lot of times we can see things in so black and white, but that's not necessarily so. It very few times is true. Because it's all about perspective, right? One person's perspective, it can be divinely guided and perfection, and somebody else's, it can be unbelievable and unachievable. Because it's all of our perspective, this and that are true. It's about having a very, very wide scope perspective on things, and not being judgmental. It's one of the things I pride myself in the most. Somebody could basically come up my face and start screaming, and I wouldn't be offended or strive to harm them in any way. I would simply know hurt people like to hurt, and they can lash out, so there's an issue behind it. And I think that's why I always like to counsel and learn about people's mental health, because when people lash out, it's simply a symptom of something being wrong or damage in their psyche that they have to work through. And when you don't judge them, I find people are so much more open and loving. Have you ever just met somebody at a party or somewhere and they say something obnoxious, either about what you're wearing or something to that degree? Turns me off right away. I went to a party this summer. There was this Frenchman there I never met, and he was smoking a cigar and just blowing it at everybody's faces like he owned the whole planet. Not because he was French. I have nothing against any country or anything like that. But he just thought he was so suave, and my tarot cards were on the table, and he goes, "Oh God, tell me you're not reading tarot." And then he said something else negative about something else. I was wearing like this astrological dress. It was this funny thing, and something about that too. And I was so offended. I'm like, the first words to me, somebody you just met at a place where these people are my lifelong friends, and you're being introduced, you're trying to come in here and judge everybody. So it didn't go well. And then it colored how I thought about everything for him the rest of the night. And that's what I think that this and that are true. Sometimes when people are uncomfortable, they say and do strange things. So all you have to do is distance yourself from that, if that's a feeling that you get. So let's see what is going on for Dolphin Spirit. So I'm going to pull a few. Ooh, Six of Pentacles. I'm glad these messages are really coming through with so much clarity. And it was funny, the last topic that I did about recognizing your soulmate, it was very unique how clear everything was right away. And there was a lot of swords involved. Everybody was princesses, queens, kings, or like on emperor level, because they were ready to receive this love match. So they were elevated, and they were ready to receive. So this is interesting with the Hangman with swords, Princess of Wands, and Six of Pentacles. Let me just touch these cards for a second. This is a really unique mix. So these are family, friends. This particular person, I feel, is an earth sign. With this one, I'm drawn to this in terms of the sign, because we have the potentiality for 3 different signs here, but I feel like this person is an earth sign. I feel like you work with a lot of these people, and they are family, friends, and again, at your universities, your schools, and your place of business, or in your churches, and they're close by. And here's the unique thing. While you know them already, this person, you know them, and you feel an attraction to quite a few of you. You already feel an attraction towards this person, but you're questioning it because you've always had conversations and interactions on a casual level. They've never approached you in that way. However, there are looks at times, and there are light touches, and there are insinuations that, like light flirting, but it's not something you placed that big a thought on, but they do. They are enamored with you. They are in love with you. Some of them, they are obsessed with you. They watch you. Everything, like, it's that thing where every little thing you do is so super cute. Like in Grease, when John Travolta is like, he's at the malt shop and he sees Olivia Newton-John with that athlete, and he's jealous, and he's all jerky and twitchy and uncomfortable because he doesn't want anybody else with her. That's how this person feels about you. So when they see you in other scenarios talking with other people or whatever, they're thinking, oh my gosh, is he or she interested in them? Oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, they really are into you. They just haven't garnered the cojones to come ask you. It's one of those things where they don't have low self-esteem. They're quite together. But again, you see the hangman and you see all those swords. They're overthinking it. They're thinking, if I say this, she's going to he or she is going to think I'm crazy. If I do this or that, they're going to think I've become mother friggin' unhinged, and they're going to call the lunatic asylum. Like, they're really getting fantastical in their mind, and they have literally just hung themselves at a standstill and stop. So all they can do now is observe till further notice. But also, to be fair, this lunar eclipse has just turned some people inside out. It really has. It's really caused some disbalance, some equilibrium, dysfunction, just people. But again, it's not about really, they're quite confident. They're not weak-willed. They're quite strong. But they see you as a little elevated, like they feel like you would be very hard to get, and or that they would be rejected for some reason. And they're just so enamored of you that they're finding the approach hard, but it's very, very sweet. And they also, and Pentacles, I like this too, as the Earth sign. They're very practical people. And Earth signs they like to hedge their bets. They're not like a fire sign. They'll just jump right in. They'll take it or leave it, sister. You know what I mean? That's not their MO. They like to have a plan. They are plan makers, and Pentacles are all about creations, right? Creating money, creating abundance, creating a plan, creating all these things. So they are creators, and they invest in themselves to have a sound ground to walk on. So they really, they just see you as light and joy, and they're happy to be around you. And they, they liken you to certain movies, and it's really, really cute. They're making a plan. They're devising a plan of approach, which is really adorable. So let's pull a Divine Goddess card, because that's really cool. So the cards I'm using today for these, I have a boom mic I have to slide around, is The Divine Feminine by Megan Watterson. I used her in the last read, and I just love these. I find these cards beautiful. I find, oh, I love that. So I'll tell you about Lakshmi. So she's the goddess of abundance, right? And her whole thing is, I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job, whether it's emotional wealth, monetary wealth, all those things. We can choose our abundance, right? Whatever it is, happy family, lots of animals, things like that. So Lakshmi personifies the splendor and affluence that arrives when we align our every action with what the soul desires most for us, right? Alignment, 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 for sure. Reverence for the Hindu goddess Lakshmi dates back to like the first millennium. She's known as the goddess of wealth, fortune, and prosperity, and her name is derived from Sanskrit root laks and laksa, meaning to know, to understand, to have a goal. Okay, so she is the wife of the Hindu god Vishnu and has many festivals that are celebrated in her honor. In the ancient Indic epic, the Ramayana, Lakshmi is said to have miraculously sprung from the foam of an ocean of milk churned by the gods. I love that so much. Like, I'll remember that forever. Lakshmi is often pictured in her iconography holding the lotus. This is the symbol. Oh, sorry. This is symbolic of the fact that great beauty arises from the dark richness of the earth under any circumstances. So all that's needed is the auspicious or divine timing of the lotus to come into bloom. Again, this is speaking of this love match and this person's love for you. They are looking for an auspicious time. They are looking for an open door because, again, as an earth sign, and possibly there can be some air as well, but I feel like they are thinkers and planners, and they are waiting for the right time and, yeah, for things to be ripe and in bloom. So her essence is about understanding the goal in life to realize the abundance of the soul. And I feel like quite a few of you out there are doing that. You're actually making lists. You're showing your gratitude. You're saying it out loud. You understand the law of attraction, and that when you love and respect what's given to you, you then receive more. That's how the law of attraction and manifestation work. When we take things for granted, or we neglect them, or we just want, those things stop coming in our direction because there's a lack mentality and there's a lack of appreciation. And anything that has that lack is no longer coming in that direction. But when we feel loving, sharing, caring, and we want to share the joy and the love and the laughter and anything, like, I'm very, very generous with money, because when I have it, I'm spreading it around. I do believe in the karmic law of feeling abundant and giving. You know, I tip exceedingly well, things like that. And therefore, I am never without. Even lots of times as I spend money, if I question it, I never question it when I spend it on others. If I'm treating others to lunch or an occasion, I never question it. And I'm sometimes buying myself something, I'm like, do you really, you have last year's winter boots. Do you need more? Funny thing is, right when I'm doing that, my PayPal account will start to refill up double that amount that I spend on whatever I spend on myself. It happens all the time. It's almost a daily occurrence of when I'm, and then when I'm spending on others, regardless if I question it, I'm like, you know, I really should be having this in my long-term savings, and it gets replaced because I feel like it always will, and I feel abundant, and so do you, and you're going to feel it more and more and more. And as your vibration, this group too, I feel like money is also coming your way besides this person that's love, and not so much just because of the pentacles, although that can be an indicator. It's the fact that you are feeling abundant, you are feeling whole, you are feeling happy. You you know, there's no contriteness, there's no lack, tightness, or lack in your life, and you're feeling that, and you're feeling it slowly. You know, you're learning there's growing pains, and there's things and that have to be worked out, but you're patient with that. And the fact that you look like this beautiful shining being to this other person, like you really are that the epitome of the REM song, Happy Shiny People, and they're just like, wow, look at her or look at him, and they can't even wait for it. They just think you are divine action on two legs, which is really, really sweet. I love that. I love this goddess too. She's remarkable. I love that, like, freaking foaming milk. That's awesome. The froth of frothy milkdom. Delicious. That makes me want a latte. I'm like, latte. So anyway, that is you. Amazing. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe if you like this video, and also the notification bell so you know when all the new videos come in. And the little gray arrow at the bottom right will bring you down to all my links, to my private reads, to my Instant Go if you need a quick 1-2 answer, my Etsy store that has all these homemade jewels that you see here and hundreds of others that I've handcrafted myself. Everything is real. And the Goddess Provisions box, a small portion of that when they sell goes to help support the channel. They asked me to become the brand ambassador, and I say no to pretty much everybody, but I loved them, so I said yes. So that is that. So thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope you like this video, because you guys all have remarkable love energy just awash this whole season. So yeah, just smile, be receptive, and let it come forth. Beautiful. Okay, we'll talk soon.